welcome to the Urban Kitchen. I am your host, Chef Anissa, and today we are out of the kitchen. We are in the streets. We are at a community garden, Ms.Green's community garden on 8th Street and 11th Avenue in Newark. Ms.Green, she started to think about ways that she can make her diet conducive to her condition. She's a diabetic, and she wanted to grow her own vegetables because she's also a vegetarian. We are here with her today, and she's just gonna give us a little tips and pointers and show us what makes her garden unique and what makes her garden a community garden. And she's gonna give us a few tips on what makes what grow, what makes what work. Now, Ms. Green, we saw the process of the stage 3 growing down and out. How about when we have things like tomatoes and you have them on posts and they grow up? Is the care different?
For tomatoes, the care is different. As a tomato grows, it begins to spread out, and it gets top heavy. It's a top heavy type of plant. As the tomatoes start to blossom, etc., and produce fruit, it's going to weigh heavy on one side, maybe not so heavy on the other. So staking is very important.
Okay.
And a teepee type of stake, where you have 2 or 3 poles, is most efficient for balancing the entire plant.
Okay. Now, you said something that was like an A+ aha star light bulb moment. Tomatoes are a what?
Tomatoes are fruit.
Not a vegetable.
No.
If you never knew, you heard it here first on Urban Kitchen that tomatoes are a fruit. Now, I know myself, I love tomatoes. Like, I can eat tomatoes like it was an apple. I eat tomatoes with sugar. I eat tomatoes with balsamic. I eat tomatoes with salt. But a lot of times, like, I know sometimes when you go to the grocery store, sometimes you may have some that are ripe, overripe, and it kills the effect. This is a natural. These are tomatoes at their natural state. How can I pick a tomato that's not quite ripe, like something like this one? How can I pick this tomato to get it right? I still want that tomato right.
This tomato is in its fit stage. It's fit for picking.
It is just like that?
It is fit for picking, yes. However, ideally you want a tomato that's closer to being ripe on the vine. But if you want the tomato, and you can pick it,
okay,
and then put it next to a red delicious apple.
Now, not just like a regular, any type of red apple. It has to be
a red
delicious
apple. It exudes a particular gas that hastens the ripening of the fruit.
Because I know that works with bananas.
Yes.
But I did not know that did that with tomato.
Oh yes.
All right.
Yes. So you can have this particular tomato.
Okay, so don't be shocked one day when you come in and you see like all your tomatoes gone. You be like, okay, Anissa came and got my tomatoes, so I might want to check with her. I love tomatoes. Tomatoes are the best.
Yes. These are Brandywine heirloom tomatoes.
Brandywine heirloom.
Yes.
Do you have different types of tomatoes growing in?
I do.
Okay.
I have Brandywine here.
Yeah.
And back here I have, actually here's a good example.
That is so cute.
These are yellow pear. And
they actually look like pears. Will
yes.
they grow in that oblong shape?
They will, but they won't be too much bigger than this.
Okay.
It'll develop a little fatter bulb here.
But that's the actual size it's gonna say?
It probably in length, but it'll round out a little bit more as it matures.
Yeah.
And it will turn yellow.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, it's a yellow tomato.
My tomato. So all I have to do is put this in a bowl or a bag. Do I have to put like a paper bag or?
No, you can leave it in a fruit bowl. Just make sure there's a red delicious apple, and you can put as many tomatoes in that bowl that are of this color.
Okay. It doesn't have to be an heirloom. It could just be a regular tomato. I don't like to say regular, but like a plum tomato
Oh,
or something
sure,
like that.
sure.
Okay.
Any tomato, the cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes, doesn't matter if it's just turning red
Mhm.
or orange or yellow.
Uh-huh.
Tomatoes come in different colors. You can just put the red delicious in amongst the tomatoes, and everything will start to ripen. Yes,
I see you have. Is this a pepper?
yes, it is. This is bell pepper.
This is such a pretty flower. Like you can always tell peppers by the flower.
Yes,
So are these baby tiny peppers?
yes, this is baby pepper. Yes.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
You have more peppers here.
I
Oh,
do.
actually, you do. You have more
Here.
peppers here. Now, okay, so you have your peppers growing in with your tomatoes, and you have some flowering plants here. Is this just pepper and tomato bed?
This is mostly, yes, pepper and tomatoes. They don't interfere with each other, so they can be planted together. It's
Okay.
a good companion plants. And I have marigolds growing in here to keep away slugs, mosquitoes. Certain bugs don't like the scent of the marigolds, very strong for them, so they stay away.
So okay, so another good tip. I can carry marigolds and I don't have to be bit by mosquitoes.
Not necessarily. I can't promise you that.
Oh, this is so awesome. I am in love with your garden.
Thank you.
I am in love
Thanks.
with your garden. If you when you plant, do you invite like the children from out of the community, or do to come and help you plant things?
At the moment, there are only a few children from the neighborhood who do come.
Okay.
And they're mostly very curious about the plants and
I'm curious
what's
myself.
growing.
I want to play in the dirt and start planting and stuff, things
Sure.
like that. So, what is the best season or the best time of year? I wouldn't say season because seasons change, and you have your winter. But what is the best time of year to start to plant, or does it actually depend on what you're planting?
It depends on what you want to grow. Of course, there are cool weather plants. There's seasonal plants. There's
Okay.
plants coming up for every season, and you can have a ongoing garden in this zone, which I believe our zone is 7. Don't quote me on that, but I'm sure we're either 6 or 7. That will that you can eat from. There, as I said, there were cool weather plants. Spinach, broccoli is one.
Okay.
Asparagus is a spring plant. It's also a cool weather plant. But you wouldn't grow asparagus in the fall.
Okay.
It's definitely spring.
But when you say zone, what do you mean by that?
There are growing zones in the U.S. And
Oh,
depending
okay.
on the climate that you're having at any particular point, whether you're on the West Coast, the East Coast, or the South, your planting season varies. Right now, I'm not sure what zone Florida is, but
Okay.
or Georgia. That's a warm weather, subtropical climate. So their growing season is now for tomatoes.
Okay.
Yes, because it's getting cooler.
So ours would be the summer. Our summer.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Wow, that's you learn something new every day, and that's interesting because you would think that Florida as we know it, or Georgia as we know it, is always hot.
Yes.
So we would think they could grow anything at any time.
Not necessarily. Tomatoes
Wow.
are not drought tolerant or heat tolerant. Some species of tomatoes. They now come up with hybrids that are a little more drought tolerant or heat tolerant.
Okay.
So that's like in the middle of the day with the hot sun during summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, wow. So when the seasons change and you start to decide what are you gonna plant, like what else when we come back? Because I'm definitely coming back because I want to plant and I want to plant in the dirt and I want some more tomatoes. What is the plan for your garden? More herbs, more fruits, more vegetables? Are you gonna do? Are you gonna do avocado?
I haven't thought about doing avocados, but I wouldn't strike it off the list because in the future I would like fruit trees, and I'm going to purchase a lemon tree, a dwarf lemon tree for this very spot right here.
We are gonna break ground on our lemon tree.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So because I don't have much height, I want to get an organic dwarf lemon tree. So I cook and I use a lot of lemons.
And I always say, there's nothing more organic than doing it yourself.
Oh, yes.
I am so excited. I love your garden.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you for having me.
Thank you.
I'll be back.
You
We'll
have to
be
come back.
We will come back, and I would love to have you in the kitchen with me.
I would love to.
All right.
Thank you.
So thank you for inviting us into your community
Oh,
garden.
you're welcome.
We are all about we're the Urbyn kitchen, and we love things that are of the community, done by people in the community, and this is awesome. I learned a lot. I thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right, that was fun. So, okay, everyone, thanks for joining us here. And we have now have a friend, Ms.Green, and Ms.Green's Community Garden. And I would love to have the address, if you don't mind, for us to come to maybe one day. Everybody, some of the community people would love to come check you out.
Certainly. My address is 112 South 8th Street on the corner of 11th Avenue in Newark. And you're welcome to come anytime. I'm here usually in the mornings between the hours of 9 and 12. And sometimes in the afternoons, depending on what's required here, I do come back in the afternoon.
Okay.
But generally Monday through Friday, I'm here 9 to 12.
Well, thanks for joining us here at Ms. Green's Garden. This is the Urbyn Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Anissa. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and you will feel free to follow me at any of my social networks. And I'll see you next time.